Hi, this video we're looking at sheet metal, how we can customize our sheet metal flat pattern blanks. So here you can see we've got a couple of sizes on here. We need to customize those to 1353 and 551. If we change one using our neutral factor, the other one is going to change. So we need to change these both almost independently. We need to change one and then change another one afterwards. So considering the one on the right has got the smallest amount of change, I'm going to change that using bends, and the other one I'm going to use that changing the neutral factor. We can't use the tool we're going to use directly, so we've got our global neutral factor option in there. We're going to use structured view, so in case you're doing this to start off with, it doesn't look the same, change it to structured at the top, and we're going to just create a custom variable in here. So we're just going to call this KF. If we do call that K factor and you put a space in, make sure you use an underscore, not a space. It doesn't support a space. And we're just going to copy the value from above, 0.33. I actually want to show this as 3 decimal places, so I'm actually just going to go and make a little change afterwards. So I'll make sure that equals KF as the value, so that's it within the formula column on there. And then I'm going to close out of this once we just double check everything is okay, so we can see that's the value we need to go and change to 3 decimal places. This is just a personal thing that I find works a little bit better if you change that. I don't think it really makes any difference, but it just means that you can see that value a little bit clearer. So now we've done that, we need to go and find the appropriate command to go and change this. So if we go to the Inspect tab at the top and go to the goal seek command, we're going to choose the goal that we want. So on this, we want our cut size values. So if we look for our flat pattern cut size values, click on those, we can see the current value at the top, so that tells us which one that is. So that one we would target is 1353. We want to go and add on here, and the variable we want to change to get to this is going to be that KF value that we put that we put in there. So we can just do a green tick, and that is then going to run through and make these changes. Depending on the complexity of the part, this can take longer or shorter. I'll show you a quick way to speed that up at the very end of the video. So once we've finished that, it might get to the value, but it might have a timeout. There is actually a options dialog box that we can change to make it take longer. So by default, we have 60 seconds and 200 iterations. Normally I'd just drop up to 600 seconds if they get a little bit longer. Green will run it again, so make sure you just click X to come out of that command on there. Next, we want to go and change this size on here. We can actually see that this has actually got even bigger than it was before. So what we need to do is go and find the appropriate value. Currently, the flanges have actually got the global radius, which we don't want to change. We just want to change the ones within there, within the actual flanges itself. So if we go into here and we check our flat pattern value, we can see, so we said we want to change that to 551. So let's go and insert that in here. And the value that we want, so if we isn't available in there. So if we come out of there, we want to do the goal seek. So if we just check in the variable table and click on the flange, we can see that, so about 8th line down, radius global is controlled by the global bend radius value on there. So we need to go and make that so that's independent. So the best way to do that is to go into the flange command, do a edit definition left under the options, or right click edit definition, go into the options dialog box and untick our use default value for the bend radius. On here I'm just going to change it. I know it needs to be smaller from what we've got, so I'm just going to change that to 1.2. Hopefully that will get us a little bit closer, but we're still going to go and use goal seek to go and correct this. So now if we go into flange 1 and our variable table, we've got this 1.2 and it's not controlled by the bend radius on the right anymore, so we haven't got that in the formula column. So we could do the same with the other flange, and we could probably actually link these values up within the actual variable table as well. So we could change all 4 radius, because obviously the others are mirrored as well, all at the same time. But in this instance, I'm not going to bother doing that. So I'm going to go flange 1, and we're going to find our radius global for flange 1. and we're going to make that change. I'll just skip to the end. I said about simplifying it, so we can see we've got those sizes changed in the flat pattern. Notice I've suppressed the holes and the hole patterns.